Good morning. Happy shopping day to you guys.
Silva Harapetian.
Please help me welcome Silva, everybody.
Actually, Silva, I've known you for a while.
Silva, good morning.
Good morning.
For as long as I can remember, working in news, whether it was television news or print, I was the only one with lived experience from the Middle East. I was usually the only one who had lived through a war. I was the only one who had lived through a revolution.
These are my parents. That's my mom and my dad. And that picture is from 1997 at University of Southern California, where I graduated just 6 or 7 years after I got to this country.
Because of that, I found myself always translating and putting context to stories and translating the events of what was happening.
And joining us this morning is Silva Harapetian, a contributor to the Inclusive Voices Project.
What they mean, the impact, the significance, the communities that it impacts. It impacted overseas and the communities it impacted in the States.
What's happening is not only a humanitarian matter, it has global, political, and historic implications that impact you and me today and forever.
Because I found myself having conversations and putting into context the ideologies, the terminologies, the perspectives of people of the Middle East in relation to the West.
And then the war. In the middle of the night, sirens wailing. Everybody has this choreographed. If you've ever lived through war, you shut off the lights, close the windows, run under the staircase because this is daily life for you. And that was almost, half a decade of that. And then you wake up the next morning and you go to school and you go about life.
All of those things impacted my lived experience, and it impacted the lens in which I looked at life and how I translated stories throughout my career.
It is my responsibility to lend my voice to issues that matter.
I saw the gap because many times I would be in those newsrooms and I would pitch stories that I knew would be impactful, and it was this important story to tell, but a lot of people in those positions would not see the value to those stories. And I just simply got frustrated with that.
I hope you take this as an encouragement and inspiration to continuously to speak up when things do not feel like they're inclusive.
And that's how Inclusive Voices was born. It was to give a platform, to give a voice to communities that feel unheard, that feel unseen, to give attention and amplify issues that they care about, that impacts their life more than other people's life.
Everybody, I'm Silva Harapetian. Welcome to another edition of our show.
So for 5 years, Inclusive Voices has been funded. I've self-funded the projects. We've had 13 to 15 episodes every single year. We've talked about hate, we've talked about racism, we've talked about equity, we've talked about representation, we've talked about mental health, we've talked about drug addiction. We've talked about all sorts of things, all the things that are hard to talk about.
What do we want? No ICE! When do we want it?
Now! We've told real stories about real people. And I felt like it was time to scale this idea so that other people can do the same thing I'm doing. And we also represent an opportunity for the next generation of storytellers.
This is our today's reporting from my aunt's workshop. Come here soon.
So that we can tell more stories about subject matters that I haven't even thought about. So that's the beauty of it, is that I'm opening it up so that we can expand our own minds.